Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Gardening Cold Spring Harbor. For those of you new to my channel, I'm in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. Rainy, cooler day here today in Long Island, New York, but it's always warm and bright here in my green room. You guys have orange trees, lemon trees, clementines, grapefruits, key limes, but your trees are not blooming, not producing fruit. Well, then join me today, guys, because in today's video, we're going to go over every possible reason why your citrus trees are not blooming and are not producing fruit for you. And for those of you who will stick it out with me to the very end of today's video, I'm going to share with you two tricks, two things that you can do to trick your citrus trees and to have them bloom and produce fruit for you once again. So for those of you looking for their online gardening channel that offers tips, tricks, easy yet proven gardening advice to take your home garden to that next level, don't go anywhere, guys. Stick around. Start with clicking the subscribe button below. And if you're enjoying the content of my videos and never want to miss another video again, click the bell icon as well. YouTube will notify you every time I'll upload a new garden video. Now come with me, let's talk all about our citrus trees. So you guys have beautiful citrus trees in your home garden or inside your home, yet still your fruit trees are not giving you the fruits. Well, guess what, guys? In order to get fruits from your citrus trees first need to bloom. So no blooms equals no fruit. And in today's video, we're going to cover all the possible reasons why our citrus trees, our limes, our lemons, grapefruits, tangerines might not be blooming for us, hence not producing the fruits. So without any further delay, let's jump right into all the possible reasons as to why our citrus trees are not blooming, hence are not producing the fruit for us. And reason number one is the age of our citrus tree. As you guys may know from my previous videos, I do have a few citrus plants growing over here inside, indoors in my green room. So this is my lime tree. You could see it has multiple fruits on it, some smaller, some larger, but it does have fruits on it. I have a grapefruit tree over here right next to it, as well as a young lemon tree that I just recently purchased and transplanted into this container over here. So guys, the first thing we always must ask is, how old is our citrus tree or citrus plant? Because remember, guys, in order for your tree to flower and to fruit, it must be an established citrus tree. We cannot expect to see blooms or fruits on a young plant. So a mature citrus plant has to be at least 4 years old, guys, in order to start flowering and blooming for us. When we purchase our citrus plants from a garden center or a nursery, we almost never know the true age of our citrus plants. However, when shopping around, I always like to look for a plant that already has either flowers on it or possibly even fruit, because that tells me that that particular plant, so the flowers or the fruits or both, the fact that that plant already has them tells me that that plant is a mature plant, meaning it is at least 4 years old, and I can expect it to keep producing blooms and fruits for me, versus a plant that doesn't have any blooms nor fruit on it. Because I know that sometimes we can make assumptions, we can make guesses based on the size or the height of the plant. However, we almost never, in fact, probably we will never at all find out the true age of the citrus plant that is being sold to us. So this is the primary reason why I always recommend going to a garden center or a nursery and looking at the plants in person, choosing the right plant for you and for your home versus ordering a plant online. Because when you order online, you will never ever know what will be packaged and shipped to you. So again, guys, when you go in person, you're able to take a look at the plant. You could see the coloring of your plant's leaves. You could see the height of the tree. You could see whether the tree has existing blooms or maybe already existing fruit on it. So you can make the best decision for yourself by going to a garden center in person and choosing a plant in person versus ordering something online, even if they're offering great deals, guys. It's like purchasing a cat in a bag. Dive into reason number 2 why your citrus plant might not be flowering or giving you the fruit. And the reason number 2 is not enough sunlight. Sunlight gives our plants chlorophyll, and chlorophyll is essential when it comes to photosynthesis, guys. So not enough sunlight, not enough chlorophyll, not enough photosynthesis. Citrus trees are a full sun loving plant, and they require at least 10 plus hours of direct sunlight per day in order to flourish, to bloom, and to set fruit. Now, let's say you love growing citrus plants in your home. However, your home just doesn't get enough direct sunlight, regardless of the room, regardless of the location. You just don't get enough sunlight. So what can you do, guys? What you can do is, if you're growing your citrus plants in containers, you can go out and purchase a grow light. However, make sure that the light that you're purchasing is ideal for flowering trees and fruiting trees. You do not want to get the wrong light. Do not get a seedling light, guys. The light that your citrus trees will require has to be specifically made for flowering and fruiting trees. As you guys can already tell, today is a rainy, just cloudy day. It's been raining since last night. However, my green room is equipped with lights, air conditioning, heat, whatever is needed. And usually on a sunny day, not rainy day, this room gets well more than 10 hours of sunlight per day, which is why my citrus trees are loving growing exactly where they are. And I know exactly what temperature I have in this room day and night. So temperature, room temperature, air temperature are just as important as the amount of sunlight. And I cannot stress that, guys, enough. So if you have plenty of sunlight, 10 plus hours of sunlight per day, but your temperatures are off, too high or too low, your trees will not flower and will not fruit. Say your temperatures are perfect. They're in the mid to upper 70s, and consistently, guys, don't expect to monitor the temperatures in the afternoons and then shut off the heat or maybe open up your window and have those temperatures drop at night. That is not consistent temperatures. So if you have the right temperatures but lacking the sunlight, again, your citrus trees will not flower and will not fruit for you. So temperature is just as important when it comes to our citrus trees as the amount of sunlight, and you need both for your citrus trees to flower and to fruit for you. So what is the possible reason number 3 why our citrus trees are not blooming and not setting fruit? Well, the reason is maybe it's the wrong time of the year for the citrus plant to bloom. Say you brought your citrus tree 7 days ago, 2 weeks ago, and you're doing everything right in the book. You're fertilizing, you're watering, you added even bone meal to your tree, and you're just waiting and waiting for it to bloom, and it's not blooming. Well, have you guys wondered what month you purchased this tree in? Did you purchase it in the spring? Did you purchase it midsummer? Maybe late fall? Well, if it's not spring, if it's not March or April, do not expect your citrus plant to bloom and to set fruit. If you purchased your tree in the middle of summer, say in July, there's absolutely no way, no matter what you do, no matter how much water you give it, how much fertilizer you give it, if it's not the right time of the year, do not expect to see those blooms and that fruit all the way until next year, when next spring comes around, and then you can expect to see your tree bloom and set fruit for you. What is the possible reason number 4 as to why our citrus trees are not blooming or setting fruit? And reason number 4 is improper watering practice, guys. Too much water or too little water, either or, can cause a huge problem. It can prevent our citrus trees from blooming and from setting fruit. No blooms on your citrus plant. Maybe the blooms are falling off. Is your citrus plant not setting fruit for you? Well, maybe your plant's soil is waterlogged, guys. We should always water our citrus plant at the correct timing and make sure that we give the correct amount of water to our citrus plant. Now let me show you exactly how you can check if your citrus plant is lacking watering. So this is my lemon tree over here. It is not as tall as my lime tree. However, I could show you that even this guy has already started to set fruit for me. I have quite a few lemons growing on this tree. And let me show you exactly how I check if it's time to water my citrus plants. I take my finger and I put the finger inside the soil at least 3 to 4 inches in depth. No less than 3 inches. And I feel for moisture. And when you pull out your finger, if you do see debris, dirt, anything left on your finger, that means the soil is properly watered, and then there's no reason to water this plant again until you recheck the soil. And if you pull out your finger and it's dry and clean, that means it's time to rewater your citrus plant once again. So now let's say it's spring season and you do see some blooms on your citrus plant, but then the blooms are starting to fall off instead of setting fruit for you guys. So what can be causing the flowers, the blooms to just fall off and not set fruit? Under watering, guys. If you do underwater your citrus plant, you're going to lose those blooms. Hence, you're going to lose all of your fruit. When your plant is blooming, it is especially crucial that you regularly check the soil in your container and water accordingly if you do not want to lose the harvest, the citrus harvest for that year. Let's move on to reason number 5, possible reason number 5 as to why our citrus plant is not flowering and not setting fruit. And that reason is that your citrus tree might not yet be established. Maybe it didn't root itself yet. The tree will take priority in establishing its root system first over flowering and fruiting. So if the root system hasn't established itself, do not expect your plant to bloom and to set fruit. Your citrus trees will take quite some time to establish their root systems. It doesn't happen in a day, and it doesn't even happen in a week. It might take your plant months and months to establish its root system. Hence, you might not see the flowers or the fruit all the way until the following year. Possible reason number 6 as to why our citrus plants are just not flowering and not setting fruit. And that possible reason is weather, Mother Nature. Say you're growing your trees, citrus trees, directly outside in the soil, or say you're keeping your containers with the citrus plants outside. Mother Nature can have a huge impact on the flowering and the fruit setting in our citrus trees. Say there's too much rain in the forecast. Guess what, guys? The rain will wash that pollen off. Say you know that your blooms on the citrus plant were successfully pollinated, but it's just too windy. Guess what, guys? The wind can and most likely will blow those flower blooms away. And again, no flowers, no fruit. The thing to keep in mind when it comes to citrus fruit. Citrus fruit do take months and months to grow and to ripen. So while your citrus is growing and going through the process of ripening, we all will have to deal with Mother Nature during this ripening process. And remember, smaller trees, meaning younger trees, or trees grown in containers are more susceptible to get damage from Mother Nature. They're more prone to having the pollen washed away. They're more prone to having the blooms blown away. So just keep those two factors in mind. Next possible reason, and a very important one, if I may say, is improper fertilization. Yes, every single plant needs certain amount of proper nutrition in order to thrive, to grow, especially if we're expecting the plant to bloom and to set fruit. So we must always help our plant by giving them that proper fertilization, those proper nutrients. So 3 very important nutrients that our citrus trees need and in fact depend on in order to grow and thrive are magnesium, nitrogen, and phosphorus. Phosphorus is the nutrient that is responsible for the quantity and the sizing of the blooms. And that in turn directly relates to the sizing and the amount of fruits on our citrus trees. In case if you guys are using a fertilizer that is not high in phosphorus, I also recommend adding bone meal to your plant's soil to boost that bloom sizing and bloom production. If you want your citrus plant to have lots and lots of beautiful, deep green, shiny, healthy looking leaves, then you must provide your citrus plant with enough nitrogen. Nitrogen is the nutrient that is responsible for the green foliage, for the green leaves. Last, but definitely not least possible reason as to why our citrus plants are not blooming or setting fruit for us. And that possible reason is pH misbalance in the soil in which you're growing your citrus tree. Let me explain. Citrus trees love growing in acidic soil, guys. Remember, pH level is very, very important. So depending on the pH level, your soil can either be acidic, neutral, or alkaline. So neutral soil will have a pH of 7.0. Anything below that, you get acidic soil. And anything above 7 tells you that the soil is alkaline. So the ideal pH level for the soil when it comes to growing citrus trees is anywhere between 6.5 to 6.8, just slightly below the neutral level. If the pH level in the soil gets disturbed, your citrus plant will not be able to absorb any of the nutrients through its root system, regardless of what fertilizer you're using, how much fertilizer you're using. If the pH level is disturbed, the root system will not uptake all those nutrients. Say you measured the pH level in the soil and it came out to be over 7.0, and 7.0 is neutral. So anything above that means your soil is too alkaline. So what can you do? Remember, if the soil is too alkaline or even neutral, your citrus plant will not bloom and will not set fruit. There is one thing you can do to lower the pH level of your soil naturally and organically, and that is mixing 1 tablespoon of white vinegar with 1 gallon of tap water, mixing those two thoroughly, and watering your citrus plant from below, specifically pouring this mixture into the soil. Within minutes, if you retest the pH level, I guarantee you that your pH level will go down to being acidic. The only thing about using vinegar is that you will get almost instant results. It doesn't take hours, it doesn't take days. It takes minutes to lower the soil's pH level when using a mixture of vinegar and water. And another cool fact, guys, I don't know if any of you have tested the pH level of tap water. I know I had. And it's exactly 7.0. So the tap water has neutral pH, ideally neutral, 7.0. And again, for those of you, my fellow viewers, who do not want to use vinegar and water mixture to lower the pH level of the soil. Say you've never tried it, you're afraid, you do not want to kill your plant, your loved and dear plant. It's okay, guys. There's one more thing you can purchase, and that is soil acidifier. The one you use for hydrangeas and blueberries. I use soil acidifier as well in my home garden. I prefer this Foam Organic brand. It does have a picture of hydrangea on it, in fact. So for those of you not wanting to use vinegar, you can purchase any brand of soil acidifiers in a local nursery or a garden center. Before we say goodbye, once again, guys, I just want to give you another very useful, proven tip and advice when it comes to growing citrus in containers. You must always choose the right container for your citrus plants. First and foremost, it must have plenty, and I cannot stress this enough, drainage. You do not want to waterlog the roots of your citrus plant. So using the wrong container, the wrong sizing, the wrong material, and the lack of drainage will cause the roots to get waterlogged. Hence, not only will you not see any blooms or any fruit, you can also essentially kill your citrus plant. So drainage, excellent drainage, is key number 1 when choosing the right container for our citrus plants. And now for those of you, my loyal viewers who stuck around with me throughout this entire video, I'm going to share with you 2 tricks that you can do to stimulate, to trick your citrus plant into producing flowers and set fruit. I must warn you that both of these tricks are quite extreme. However, they do work. Some people don't want to try these. They don't want to do this to their citrus plant. I have tried doing them both in the past. And guess what, guys? My citrus plants did start to bloom and did start to set fruit. So the first thing that you can do to trick your citrus plant into producing blooms and setting fruit is water deprivation. I know it sounds harsh and quite severe. However, if you deprive your citrus fruit of water, and I'm not saying indefinitely, if you deprive your plant until the point where you see the leaves starting to wilt, and only then water the soil, you will put your citrus tree under enough stress for it to start producing blooms for you once again. The stress is the key to having your citrus plant start blooming and setting fruit once again. So now what's trick number 2? How else can we trick our citrus plant and get it to start setting flowers and fruit for us once again? And that is yet again to put it through stress, but different stress. If you can put your plant outside for at least a few hours a day, so that change in location and temperature will cause your plant enough stress and force it to start setting blooms once again. As long as the temperature is at least 60 degrees. If the temperature is below 60 degrees, don't try this, guys, because you will harm and kill your plant. Citrus plants love heat. They thrive in 75 degrees Fahrenheit or above. For those of you, my fellow viewers, who haven't yet subscribed to my gardening channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor, why wait any longer, guys? Do so today, right now. Go below this video, it's that easy. Click the subscribe button. And if you're enjoying the content of my videos and no longer want to miss any of my new garden videos, click the bell icon as well. YouTube will notify you every time I'll upload a new garden video. Stay healthy, happy, guys. Be well and happy gardening. I'll see you again in my new upcoming garden videos. Bye, guys. This is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. Today is a gloomy, cloudy, rainy day outside. But as I said in the beginning of this video, it's always warm and bright here inside in my green room. In today's video, we spoke about all the possible causes, reasons why our citrus trees, citrus plants might not bloom or set fruit for us. We mentioned 8 possible reasons today. And for those of you who stuck around with me all the way to the end of this video, I also gave you 2 tricks, 2 things that we can do to trick our citrus plants into blooming and setting fruit for us again. So for those of you who found this video to be interesting, helpful, informative in any way, show me that support by clicking thumbs up below. Leave your comment in the comment section below as well. I love speaking to each and every single one of you, the viewers, my loyal and precious subscribers. I personally respond to each and every single one of you. Let me know, do you guys grow citrus trees in your home? Do you grow them outside in your home garden? Do you grow them inside? Maybe in your green room, maybe in your living room, in a pot or in a container? Let me know, do you bring your plant outside in the summer? Or do you keep it consistently inside indoors?